Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one. It's a twist and close box and it's got 6 sides. Now, if you haven't seen my twist and close boxes before, I first started designing them, gosh, a good couple of years ago, maybe even 3 years ago, I don't know, a long time ago, and I've made every variation you can think of: tall, short, fat, thin, 4 sides, 3 sides, 5, 6, even up to 10 sides. And I've got a 6-sider for you. And they simply open like that. You put your goodies inside and you twist and it closes again. So I'm going to show you how to make this one. This one's using the Garden Lane Designer Series paper and Daisy Lane. How gorgeous is Daisy? Love Daisy. Daisy's the little sister. This is our original Daisy punch and this is our slightly smaller one. It's called a medium punch. That makes me quite hopeful we might have a small one coming soon. I don't know though, don't quote me on that. Okay, so you need a piece of cardstock that is 8 by 11 inches, 28 by 20 centimetres. I'm using soft sea foam for this one. I use mint mackerel on this one with the paper that's got the, I think that's Mossy Meadow in there, and then I've got the same paper but it's got a white background. So I'm going with the soft sea foam. Okay, so let me get my stylus. I'm just going to turn the end round. And let's find my measurements. Okay, so on the long side, score it at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, 7, 8 3/4, and 10 1/2 inches. And in metric, that's going to be 4 1/2, 9, 13 1/2, 18, 22 1/2 and 27. Don't worry about writing anything down, it's all going to be on my blog. We also need to mark, so we're not scoring, we're just marking. I'm going to flip the end over for a second. On the long side again, at 7/8 of an inch. So you're just making a sort of divot in the top, which hopefully you can see there. We've got sun streaking again. 7/8 of an inch, 2 5/8. 4 3/8, 6 1/8, 7 7/8, and 9 5/8, which is there. And again in metric, 2 1/4, 6 1/4, 11 1/4, 15 3/4. Sorry, 2 1/4, 6 3/4, 11 1/4, 15 3/4, 20 1/4, 24 3/4. Okay, then you turn your cardstock so that is on the right hand side. Turn your stylus over again, and on the short side score it at 1 3/4 and 6 1/4, which in metric is 4 1/2 and 15 1/2. Okay, so there's a lot of scoring involved in making this box, but it's so worth it. Right, let's swap these around again. What I'm going to do now is these little marks that I've made, I'm going to score from there to there, but only one of them. So often you'll see me doing a triangle shape. We're only going to go one direction. So you'll need a strong steel ruler for this. And you go all the way along all 6 panels. I walked into my office to start filming, excuse me, and Berry woke up. So I've had to run around the house with her and go and find sorrel and fennel. And she appears to have stayed with them. All good. Doesn't mean she won't appear shortly. Okay, so you can see the score lines I've put in. Right, let's get scoring. So, oh, this is my centre stage one. Oh, how lovely. So just score the straight lines, don't worry about the diagonal at the moment. Oops. Okay, so that's all done. Now these ones, we need to get them folding in, so pointing inwards. And I just find that if I rotate the cardstock around, whoops, I can get it moving. And you do need to burnish. Whoops, jumpy cardstock. And then the last one there. So they're all done. Right. DSP panels, they measure 1.5 inches by 4 1/4, 4 by 10.5 centimetres. And actually what I did was I took my sheet of DSP and I cut off 4 1/4, and then I ran along and did my 1.5 inches. So I've got 6 of those because we're on 6 sides. And I'm going to put a load of snail on those. Oops, oh, they're all going to stick to one another, aren't they? There you go. If you've got a very obvious pattern, you could have them all lining up so that the pattern flows from one panel to the next. This isn't so obvious, it's a busy pattern and it doesn't really matter. But if you were using Dino Raw, perhaps, that would look good on a box like this, wouldn't it? Oh, yeah. But yeah, if you were using Dino Raw, you could cut it so that your dinosaurs all went from one bit to the next. Okay, so that's that done. Now I need to cut up these panels at the bottom, so not the ones with the diagonal line, and cut away. Ooh, grab your scissors. Cut away this one. And straight up here. All of them. Okay, I'm just going to take a tiny little mitre off the top there as well. So, tear and tape. We're going to use a mixture of tear and tape and liquid glue. This is quite possibly why my scissors get grubby. I use it to take the backing off my tear and tape. Right, now my tip for you is to close the top first to then work on the bottom. Okay, let's establish where the back is. I've lost it. There it is. There's the back. So I want to do that one last and grab my glue. So I'm going to start from the back with a little blob of glue and bring that one over. I'm going to put a blob of glue there and bring in another one at the back. Another blob of glue there. Another blob of glue there. And a bit more there. And then you can position it absolutely perfectly so that you're very happy with where it is. And because it's liquid glue, it's okay, it will quite happily move around. Almost too much. And just hold it for a second to let that glue go off. Turn it over, unpop it, get your long ruler again and go down on the inside to make sure it's all well stuck down. And now, to close, simply go like that. Oh, this sun is so bright. Just like that. How cool is that? Right, let's get a little bit of decoration going on. So I've got Daisy Lane. She's gorgeous, isn't she? And you do get both the daisies in it, but I'm only going to use the smaller one. Quite possibly should have prepped some of these in advance because I'm going to stamp 6 of them, but that's okay. And, oh, what colour shall I go with? Garden green, I think. So 1, 2, and then we're going to go 1, 2 to get to the paler, and then I want 2 more pale ones like that, because, and I don't know if you can see, we've got dark, dark and pale, pale. Possibly can't see it on camera, but that's okay. Okay, and then a little wink of Stella just to manipulate that colour around a little bit. Love wink of Stella. This is a new one. I used up one. I did my June thank you cards and did colour bleeding on all of them. So, and there were, I think, 3 flowers per card. So that's 600 flowers I did colour bleeding on, and used up. Actually, I was impressed that I did 600 with one. But yeah, I used up a whole wink of Stella on them. There we go. So just clean that off. Punch these out. I'm going to put my pale ones to one side. I absolutely love it when we have a stamp and punch combination. I love my die cutting. So those are the 3 pales. So we're going to go for 3 dark over here. I love die cutting, but sometimes I just want to do the quick, and that's quick for me, or in my book that's quick. Right, so I want my mini glue dots now. Shall I just use every glue in my lineup? And I'm going to have a dark on a dark, so I'm offsetting it, and then I'm going to have a pale on a dark, oops, and then a pale on a pale. And like I say, you're possibly not able to see that particularly clearly on camera, and I hope that my photo will show it as well. So there's my 3 daisies. So I'm going to come in the middle of the lot of them and squish it up. To get my epoxy dots out. Oops. So these are the frosted epoxy dots, although I haven't got any frosted ones left. I'm just on these ones, but that's okay, they're gorgeous. So very shiny. So I've got those, and then in the Magnolia Lane suite, we've got 2 ribbons, one of which is the old olive linen thread, and then another one is a lovely sort of pale linen colour. And so I want this one, so I'm going around 4 fingers, then 3, then 2. I'm going to snip off the end. I'll establish where the front is again. There's the front. I'm going to put some snail on and stick it in the middle. Snip off the end. And I'm going to take a couple of them and bend them so they're out of the way, and another couple down there so that I get a sort of loopy effect in all directions. I didn't want it all at the top or all at the bottom. And I'm going to have that one as well. And it's just sort of sticking to the snail that I've put down. And then get all of these in position. Right, where's my dark pair? There's my medium colour, which is dark and pale. I'll pop that in the middle, off to one side. I'm going to put the dark one at the bottom this time. And the light. white one at the top. And that, I think, is rather lovely. So you can actually see this old olive linen thread better on this one than you can on here. But it's just lovely. And I love this style of box. Absolutely love it. Must make more. I wonder if I could do 12. I wonder if I could do 12 sides on one. I don't know. Possibly. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon. Bye.